Welcome. Today we're going to talk about creating a vision. And as we're filming this, it's the beginning of a new year, but this is something that can happen at any time in the year and in your life. And if you're looking to relaunch a career, it's really easy to dive into the basics. I got to get a resume, I got to get a LinkedIn, I got to do all these things. What we want you to do is really take a zoom out and focus on just creating a very general vision for yourself.
Right. And the first place to start is really far out into the future. So thinking about yourself at your retirement, what would you want people to say about you, about who you were, what you stood for in the workplace? So what we find with our students over the years is that they come to us and we ask them to think about a year vision from now, and they almost are so stuck that they can't think that myopically. You think it's not that myopic, but for them, it is. And so if that's you, where you're like, gosh, I can't even think about where I want my life to be a year from now. Think about it at your retirement. What would you want people to say about you, about the work you stood for, about who you were in the workplace? Were you a leader? Were you someone who led from behind?
What did you accomplish? How did you make people feel?
Yes.
Those kinds of things. And that can really influence the direction that you ultimately take. And again, we're not talking about what job do you want, what title do you want,
not even
how much
industry
money do you
that
want.
You're working in. It is just, who do you want to be at the end of your life when it comes to thinking about work that you've done to the world and how you've contributed.
Exactly.
Okay. So when you've started big like that, then we can start to
start filtering down. But again, when you're doing vision, you're not ever getting into the real nuts and bolts. The next thing you want to think about is, what's my timeline? Right. If this is where I want to be when I'm 80 and I'm 50 now, where do I want to be in a year? What are the things that I want to do in a year to try to get me toward that ultimate goal?
So that could be education, if that's something that you are interested in. It could be strategically volunteering and taking on roles that are going to get you some information or grow a skill set that maybe you don't have right now.
And maybe even be growing a soft skill set. Like, for instance, if you are someone who in that vision, you want to have been a leader, but you don't have a lot of leadership experience, a nice, easy way to gain that experience with lower stakes is to volunteer and say, you know what, I'll take on that project or I'll lead that team.
Yes. And the next place to go is to really think about who you're surrounding yourself with.
That is so important.
Right?
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they actually say that the 5 people that you spend the most time with in your life is who you are the sum of.
Oh, that's so cool.
So really think about, who are the 5 people that you're spending the most time with, investing in and giving energy to.
Well, you're one of them. So that's kind of good.
Well, you too. But I think that it's really important that you take a good look at the landscape of your life, and are the people that are surrounding you, are they people who are supporting your goals, supporting your vision that you have for your life? Or are they people that are sucking space and time and energy up in your life so that you're not getting the ability?
I think the other thing to consider is, are they people who would value the kind of vision that you hope to execute? Are they people who really care about the same types of things?
And we've seen in the returner space that, we have this beautiful, robust community of returners that are all supporting each other. And so if you can find people who are like-minded, who are on a similar journey to you, that's only going to work to your benefit, because they're going to understand those moments when you hit the mat better than people who are not experiencing that.
I think the last thing is to, and this works for us, is to create a visual. Years ago, we went fully digital on our calendars. And then last year we brought the paper calendar back, because there's something about seeing it, seeing a week and a day and a month laid out. That is a reminder of keeping that momentum, of knowing those little steps along the way, they're going to help us get to that longer term vision.
And I know in my personal coaching practice, especially when it's a new year, people are like, well, you know what, I'm thinking about creating a vision board. And you can do that, but base it on that retirement version of yourself. Thinking about, what are the things that I want to have in my life? Who do I want to have been and shown up as over the course of my life, so that when I get to that retirement space, I am those things, and creating a vision board that is based on that.
And just a few examples, and if you're struggling with, how do I know what I want to be when I'm 80? General examples. I want to have been a leader who's led a big initiative, who's made social change, or I want to be the go-to person that people have come to for help, or I want to be just the behind the scenes helper, the engine who got things through,
Yep.
who someone would stand up at my retirement and say that Kelley was always behind every great initiative. She was the one that made things happen.
Yeah.
Think about it in those terms, as very general terms.
I wanted to be the person who created visions,
Yeah.
and sparked ideas and
Yeah.
got people brainstorming. And, I want to be the person who brought up the energy and the positivity and the morale in the workplace. That's something that I want to bring to the table. So just thinking about who do you want to be at your retirement can be really helpful, and creating a vision board around that can be helpful too.
And to getting there.
Yeah.
So if you like what you heard today, please let us know by clicking below, by subscribing to our channel. We have new content coming out every Monday. You can also learn more about us on our website, which is www.preparetolaunchu.com. And I think we have a vision and goal setting guide, which we'll drop here, and you can check that out, use that to help develop your own vision and your own goals for the new year, or wherever you are in the year today.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Take care.